Podcast for female entrepreneurs who know they're here to lead, not just build a business. This show is for women stepping into the Alpha Queen era, where leadership becomes identity, power is embodied, and success is created from the inside out. Here, we explore sovereign leadership, expansion, vision, purpose, business, and the inner work that is required to build an empire that fits the woman you are becoming. Strategy matters, but who you are matters more. I'm Carissa Atkins, and this is Iconic Leadership. Welcome to the new standard of the Alpha Queen Power. Hey, leaders. Welcome back to another powerful episode of Iconic Leadership, the show where we talk about what it really takes to rise up as the woman, as the leader, and the human that you are designed to be. If you don't know me, I am Carissa Atkins. I'm the founder of the Alpha Queen Collective. And at the Alpha Queen Collective, I help women evolve their identities, energy, and strategies so that they can scale powerfully profitable businesses without abandoning their truth and their nervous system or their soul. So I am kind of anti-hustle culture. This is more about performative leadership. This is about becoming the woman who can hold the vision she's called to lead. So today's conversation is one I really want you to listen to with an open heart. I am joined by a badass friend of mine, an amazing entrepreneur, an incredible wife and mother. Her name is Leanne Harwell McCoy, and she is an award-winning multi-unit franchise owner. She's a visionary leader, empowerment advocate, and one of the co-authors of the Alpha Queens Rising Legacy book. She is also a keynote speaker at our upcoming Rise event that we are hosting on March 19th. More to come about that later. But anyways, you guys, Leanne is the kind of leader who doesn't just build businesses. She builds people. She understands the power of team culture. She understands the power of five-star experiences for her clients. And she understands that leading really comes from within. And today she is sharing a deeply personal story about her fear, her choice, her legacy, and what truly means to rise before life forces you the hand. Now, wasn't that bio so freaking nice? I have got to add a little bit more to that because when I think of Leanne, I think of such a courageous woman. I have had the privilege to kind of to watch her stand in her power, to take courageous action, and to truly rise up. And I'm telling you guys, like Leanne is a woman of her word, and that's kind of hard to find these days. So I have so much freaking respect for this badass woman. And if you know her, definitely give her some shout outs right now in the comments. And with that, Leanne, welcome to the show. I'm so excited that you're here.
Oh my goodness, thank you. I'm so honored to be a guest on your podcast today. Thank you.
Of course, girl, of course. So, Leanne, I'm going to dive right in because, as you guys know, this time flies so fast, especially when I get to interview such powerful women. So, Leanne, there was a moment when a single number changed everything for you, learning that you had nearly 50% genetic risk of breast cancer. So, can you take us back to that moment and just share what was happening internally for you when you received that information?
Absolutely. So that particular moment was right in the doctor's office, being handed the report, flipping through it, and seeing almost 50% risk. And as you stated, 50% risk of breast cancer, like almost like a coin toss. And that number spoke louder than any words that doctor could have shared with me, could have spoken to me. And in that instant, I felt something shift and I knew I just had to do something. Little backstory on that to fill why would I, 50 is big, but why was it such an impact to me was my maternal grandmother was diagnosed with breast cancer at 50. My mom was diagnosed with breast cancer at 50, 53, and then again at 61 when it took her life. So since my 20s, I have lived my life in 6-month increments.
Mm.
MRIs, doctor visits, self checks, aspirations, always wondering, is this going to be my time? Is this when my story is going to match theirs? And when you think about it that way, you just have to make a shift and make a change.
Holy moly. Okay, so we actually share a lot of similarities there. That kind of brings me back up to when the day that I was going and getting tested. Now, guys, I did not come back with a 50% genetic risk, but I know how scary that day can feel. And I love what Leanne said is like living in 6 months in increments. I also watched my grandmother go through breast cancer, and I watched my mother get diagnosed at, 39, and then eventually cancer took her at 54. So like I know that pressure and that feeling of like, is this it for me? So tell me right there in that moment, you were faced with fear and you were faced with uncertainty, I have to imagine. And ultimately, some pretty big decisions kind of came after that, like wake up call in the doctor's office. So, what mindset shift helped you move from fear into empowered or preventative into action? And how did that decision redefine how you lead yourself in your life today?
So multifaceted there.
You know me, you have 5 questions in one.
Yeah, five questions in one. So, for me, I feared the age of 50 like kids fear storms. I
Mm,
just knew at 50, even though I didn't have this Brock gene, that having a 50% risk of this breast cancer, it was going to affect me in the next 5 years. And guess what? That 5 years ending at 50
wow.
at 50, the year that I've always feared since in my 20s. So, what I did was I looked at my life, I looked at my family, and I looked at my future, and I said, this is enough. It ends right here.
Mm,
So, you have to take action, right? Not only do you hear it, you say it, you have to do it. So, I scheduled the appointments. I asked the hard questions. I sat with the facts. I dealt with all my emotions, and I made the decision that altered the course of my life, and that was to have a prophylactic double mastectomy.
mm,
And I think that that's what strong leaders do is they make a choice, they
mm.
say it out loud, and then they follow through with action.
Oh my goodness. So I'll be perfectly honest. My sister reached out to me about a year ago, and she's like, Carissa, I did test very high. I think it was like 48% or something like that for the risk. And she came to me in a voice note on Facebook, right? And she's like, what do you think I should do? And as you know, I'm a big believer in teaching women how to make sovereign, aligned decisions for themselves because the minute you start talking to everyone about these challenges and these obstacles, whatever it is you're going through, whether it's breast cancer or starting a business, right? Everyone will have their opinion. Everyone will start to tell you what they think that they should do. And what that created for her was confusion and indecision and scarcity. And so here she had some parts of our family saying, no, no, no. And I'm like, girl, I watched mom go through this, all the doctor's appointments, all of the hair cleanup, all of the stuff, right? The mess. I'm like, you do you. And so I'm curious, when you were getting ready to make that decision, did you feel like you needed to reach out to others to get their advice? Or did you just, like you said, right, leadership, like did you go within and did you make that decision all on your own?
I saw specialists, I saw doctors, I saw surgeons, and the choice was very simple, very, very simple for me. I didn't realize I'd be so emotional sharing about this today, but like you said, when you watch a loved one go through it, the choice is very simple. I did not want to experience life the way that my mom did. And when they put it in black and white, the decision was easy. It was just like, what do these steps look like? Of course, I did reach out to a few friends, but it was more of, you've been down a similar road, a little bit different, but like talk to me about your experience. But the doctors, they were like, so you're just ready? I'm like, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, to go from almost 50% to like 4%, let's do this.
Let's roll. Let's roll. I remember I was in Germany and I was staring at a picture of my mom and I mean, I grew up with her being overweight and, most 10 years of that life prior to that moment in Germany, right? She was battling cancer, like all of the things. And I remember looking at her, and for the first time, I didn't see my mom, I didn't see the leader, I didn't see the entrepreneur, right? I saw the cancer. And then, I saw myself, if I didn't change my lifestyle, I would be down the same path. And I remember calling her and I was like, Mom, I need you to help hold me accountable to getting healthy. And she goes, Carissa, I don't know how, like, I'm not healthy, right? She's like, I don't know anything about losing weight. I was like, Mom, I love you, but the reason why I asked you to be my accountability partner is because right now you're everything I don't want to be, right? Like cancer and diabetes and obesity and stress and like all of those things. And so at the end of the day, like, her getting that was it was like another wake up call. It's like I want to live for my kids and my kids deserve a really, active mom. And what I was going through with my mom definitely was not that, it was just constant taking care of her. And so I just want to firstly thank you for sharing that amazing story. I know how hard it can be and vulnerable. And I just want to, just send you a big hug and love right now. Because it's never easy kind of navigating that, that's for sure. So I'm curious, what were any of the, did you have a specific mindset shift while you were going through that surgery? Because it's probably not easy, right? Like kind of going through there, knowingly that you're about to have this mastectomy. Were there any mindset shifts or affirmations that you constantly had to repeat to yourself to kind of get you through the day?
You made the right choice. You
Ooh,
made the right choice.
I love that.
It through the process, unfortunately, things did not go really smoothly for me. Instead of one great, wonderful surgery, I had three so
Wow.
great, wonderful surgeries. But that there's a change in your body, right? Like you physically are different. You don't look the same, you don't feel the same. You look in a mirror and you don't recognize yourself. And I remember having a conversation with my sister at one time and being upset and saying, I don't know if I made the right decision.
Mm.
I don't know if this was the right thing for me. And she looked right at me and she was like, you are now the best version of yourself. This is your healthy body. And I'm like, that's all you need to hear, right? This is your healthy body. You made the right decision. So you made the right decision is what got me through it.
I love that. I think a lot of women, even once they make a decision, right, we can start to let start to let fear come in and self-doubt creep in. And I just love that that statement was so simple in times of like maybe I shouldn't have, because we all go down that path, right? Like it doesn't matter if it's business
Absolutely.
or life or relationships. It's like no, I made the right decision, just affirming, and that creates an identity of self-trust. So I'm curious if you could go back to Leanne 10, 15 years ago, or right before this moment, would there have been any piece of advice or wisdom that you would have gave her to kind of get through that moment even better, or do you think you managed it perfectly?
No, I feel like the most powerful version of myself showed up at that time. Anyone who knows me prior to that would have been like, are you sure? Are you sure this is the route that you want to take? Like you're having surgery, you're going to be in pain. This is not going to be easy. And so I truly feel like just making that decision was the most powerful person I could be at that time.
I love it. And do you believe or do you share this that we all go through the exact things that we need to go through in order to grow through that experience so we can teach others?
100%. We all have not just one story, but multiple stories. If we didn't have stories, we wouldn't be who we are today. And there's several things that I've encountered, just like you, that we have talked, personally about, but it launches us into the next phase. And I think that when you think about an obstacle that's in front of you, if you just really view like, what is the best possible way that I can get through this? How you face that obstacle is going to shape your future. And I just truly believe that.
I love
It
that.
can launch you into your next phase, your next chapter, the next who you become based on how you handle that.
Oh my gosh, yeah, it's not about getting, I think, triggered, right? A lot of us can get triggered when something happens to us. And when you take that mindset of like, why is this happening to me? And how can I learn from it? And then how can I take that mess and turn it into my message? So I'm curious because I love taking messes and turning them into messages. So have you shared that story with anyone that you know? Like, how are you using that story to empower other women?
I recently have a friend who had no idea was going through this experience and got a meal train invitation to help her out. And I just reached out to her personally. And you and I have talked about this
Mhm.
before. And I shared with her some of this just as she was going, her surgery was already scheduled, but basically kind of the same things that I was. How do you feel? What are the expectations? What is it like when you get out? How does it affect you physically? How long are you really down? It just felt really good
Mm.
to be able to help calm someone's fears or at least allow them to know like you're not alone. I've
Yeah.
been there. Call me at any time, 2 a.m. You're worried about something. Or, just be able to share like you are going to it's possible that you'll go through these moments of why do I look like this? Or why is this different? And no matter what your choice is, your body is going to be completely different. And I wanted to be real with her and
Mhm.
say, these are some of the emotions that you might experience, and they're 100% okay. And so I just felt it. I really felt empowered to share that with her, kind of said, let me, if you are open to it. I just recently talked to my friend about this, and I love to share this with you. And so after speaking with her, that's what I really felt like I should share today.
I love that. Yeah, because you had a different direction and I remember you emailing me and you're like, this is what I feel called to share. This is the message. Because a lot of us, we all have stories, right, ladies? And as a speaker and as an empowerment advocate, right, we're like, which story is the right fit for the right audience? But I love that you just like tuned in and listened to what you felt that you needed to share today. And I absolutely love that about you. You are so selfless, and it's such a beautiful quality in you as a leader. And I do think that that's amazing. So I kind of want to go into the future here.
Okay.
So Leanne is a leader, yes, and she runs, multiple teams and she runs great experiences for people. But tell me about what's coming up for you in the future when it comes to advocating and empowering and helping other women kind of stand in their power a little bit. What could that look like if you were to just dream big here?
Oh, gosh, you got me on a good day because the brain is exploding actually. Um, there's another part of my life that I had to make a choice, and it was not you made the right choice, but the mantra was be a force.
Ooh.
And I truly feel like there's a direction that I'm heading outside of just my teams, but allowing everyone to know that no matter what they're facing, they always have a choice to explore, a choice to stand up for themselves, and a choice to understand where they're at.
Mm.
And I think there's so many times in our lives where we're just simply told, this is what you're handed. And then we just say, okay, well, this is the way I'm just going to keep living life as you have told me. And if I had done that, I look back at several things in my life and I wouldn't be who I am today if I would have just accepted what they shared with me. But I had to take those steps. Like I had to dig deep. I've heard other people share, like, the motivation, it doesn't come to you, it's not gifted to you. Like you have to make that choice of, I'm going to be a force
Mhm.
and stay tuned because I truly think there's something developing there. So interesting question.
Oh, there's definitely something there. I love it. Be a force. Like you just like these one-liners are huge, guys. Go get that tattooed on your body in case you need a daily reminder. Like be the force. Yes, you made the right decision. These are all amazing, incredible mantras and affirmations that we all as women, I don't care where you're at in the evolution of life, you need to remind yourself of that. So what would be some of like your top two or three habits that you would say, because you're kind of, this like take care of your health, take care of your body, spiritual health, mental health, physical health. What are a couple of your favorite habits that really, do you believe, contribute to your leadership level?
Oh, goodness. I think starting off your day with positive affirmations, or at least time just alone by yourself to really know where your day is going to be headed, right? A lot of people say, like, hey, make your bed. I've accomplished something. I already feel good about my day. I really just take some time to think about what is it intentionally that I want to achieve today. Also focusing in on drinking plenty of water, staying hydrated, definitely helps you in your day. And then physical movement. Obviously, I'm in the fitness industry, but anything that you do for your own physical activity is tremendous. Just to take even, 20 minutes or a 15-minute break, get up and walk around or do some breathing techniques. I truly feel like on a daily, water, obviously good sleep, but good sleep, water,
Mhm.
intentional about your day, and then getting in that movement.
Yeah,
It
you ladies.
sets your brain good.
Yes, yes. I mean, when we think of a lot of leaders, right, they're very reactive to the current situations. And I love that you said, right, start your day with intention and who you desire to be and how you want to show up for your day. And even if it's just creating yourself a little five-point checklist of like, these are the things that I want to get done today. Everything else is like icing on the cake. And me and fitness, gosh, I feel like that's what cured my depression back when I was 213 pounds of like the gym saved my life.
Me
100%.
too. Me too. I mean, I wouldn't be here on this podcast today if I didn't start working out at 35. So
Right.
100%. It changes this, not just the physical.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Okay. I love all of those tips, ladies. You can start off with something simple, right? You can be a force, but it starts with your daily habits and your routines. Start your day with intention. Make sure you drink your water and get some body movement in. And of course, get some sleep. She snuck that one in too. So, all right, Miss Leanne, best-selling author of The Alpha Queens Rising. She's a collaborative author in this volume one legacy book. Tell me what this book has done for you so far. Why did you say yes, and what has it done for you so far?
Um, I said yes because I'm continuing on my own personal journey, and I truly feel like sharing and showing
Mm.
parts of your journey are really going to inspire and or activate something within someone else. And if I love something, I want everybody to love it. If something changes me, I want it to change everybody. And so some of the things that we experience are not beautiful, right? But they
Mm.
turn into beautiful things. And I just feel like all of the authors in this book, if you don't relate to my story, there's someone's story that you're going to relate to, and there's something that you're going to take away from it, and it's going to be beautiful. And I just love being a part of that experience.
It was so good. It was such an amazing um, gift, right? I remember my very first book, and I'm in this as well, guys, but I remember my first one, and it wasn't about the words written on the pages. I actually, when I was doing my first collaborative book, it was helping me find my story, and it was helping me hone in on my brand. And it even helped me build confidence within. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm an author. I mean, someone who, quit high school and was told she'd never amount to anything. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm an author, right? Like it just created this deep sense of like, I got this shit and I can do anything if I can do that. So I definitely was so glad that I got to kind of pass an experience like that I had on to just so many of you amazing, beautiful
So grateful.
Oh, it's so good. So good. So, okay, we have an event coming up on March 19th at the Beardmore Event Center. It's called Rise, where purpose meets power. And why did you what are you excited about when it comes to this event?
Again, just the opportunity to see women light up in our space. It's there, it's inside of us. And I think it took me so long to find it that when I see people find it and they start lighting up in their own lives, to me, that's just one of the most beautiful things that you can ever experience. And so I hope that everyone walks away with nuggets or some sort of activation that they're just like what you said, I'm going to do the darn thing, right? I can do this. I am capable. I get to, I'm honored to, and I'm going to. And I think that I'm just so excited to see a room full of amazing women come together and support each other.
Yes, oh my gosh, sisterhood. It's a sacred sisterhood in a room at an event center. It's going to be beautiful, you guys. Leanne is one of our keynote speakers. She has an amazing, so many amazing stories that day. But I, for one, have heard so many of her different, challenges that she's overcome. And when you think resilience, like, dang, this is the woman who has gone through the fire and came out like a shining bright like a diamond. So definitely grab your ticket if you've not got it yet. We are currently early bird tickets for VIP and general admission. You can always scroll down to, in the show notes to grab your ticket, grab your book. If you have a VIP ticket, you won't need a book because you'll get a signed copy by all of the amazing authors. And you can, of course, connect with Leanne. So with that, Leanne, I would love to just kind of, end with, I obviously have some fun lightning round questions for you, but is there any part of your message or something that you really want to get out to hundreds of thousands of women that are listening here today? Any final messages from you?
Um, I really, if there's a woman standing there that connected with my story today, staring at the statistics, carrying the weight of their family's history on their own shoulders, I want you to hear me today. You are not defined by your risk, and you're not destined to repeat the past. You have the power to take control of your own health. Like, ask the questions, pursue the testing, and make the bold decisions. My decision was not made in fear, it was made in power and certainty. So make those decisions. I just want you to know you have a choice.
Mm. You have a choice, ladies. And if you need any help, I'm sure Leanne would love come over and follow Leanne. Leanne, I know your link is down below, but is that connecting them to your social media profiles? Like if someone's going through something, is that the best
Yeah,
way?
it's through Linktree, so I'll just connect you to my socials.
Perfect. Okay. And you welcome all DMs. It's like, hey girl, I heard your message.
Bring them to me, please. I'd love to.
I love it. Oh, okay. All right. Some of my favorite pieces now is a lightning round, less than a minute. Leanne, just whatever comes up to mind, I'm going to ask you a question. So, what's
Okay.
something you're obsessed with right now that has absolutely nothing to do with business or leadership?
Oh, I'm always obsessed with shoes.
I love it. I love it. Me too, girl. High five. Okay, last one. What's one non-negotiable ritual that really keeps you grounded as a leader and as an entrepreneur?
Taking time to make sure that what I'm doing is 100% intentional so that it is delivered and received in the way that I need it to be.
Incredible. I love it. Love it. And because we have 10 seconds, if you were a superhero, what would your superhero power be?
I would give everyone the gift of feeling loved at all times.
Oh my God, my heart just exploded. That is
Mm.
actually an amazing superpower. I love it, love it, love it. Well, Leanne, thank you so much for being an amazing guest on the Iconic Leadership Show. You guys, if you're listening to this, please subscribe. Please share this episode if you know a woman going through a difficult time that needs some inspiration and motivation, and of course, some activation. We would love to have you share this episode on your social profiles. Comment below if something resonated with you. And Leanne, thank you so much for just, being you and just being a courageous leader and a woman who is willing to step outside of her comfort zone in order to help others rise as well. So thank you guys, and I will see you on another powerful episode next week. Bye for now. Thank you so much for listening to another episode of Iconic Leadership. If today's conversation activated something within you, make sure you subscribe and share this podcast with women who are ready to rise up too. Leaving a review helps this movement reach more women stepping into their power. This is Iconic Leadership.